share with you in this video exactly how I've made over $17 million in sales over the last 5 years in my career here through my online education businesses. I have to say that this online education business has completely changed my life. It's what's given me the ability to buy in cash the multi-7-figure home that I live in, that my wife and I intend on building a future family in. You see my office back there behind that pool table? We're gonna jump right in there onto the computer. I'll share with you on a Google document, word by word, exactly year by year, all the steps that I've taken. And if you stay to the end of the video, I'll send you the Google Doc. So let's go ahead and jump in. Awesome, we're back in the office. You look through the doors by the pool table. That's where I was right there. And now we're in the office. Before I get into this, and by the way, I hate doing this. I feel like it's so in your face, but there's a lot of people that probably been watching to go, well, prove it. You haven't done $17 million in sales. All right, so in 20 seconds, I wanna share with you a couple pieces of proof, and then I'm gonna share with you for the people that actually wanna learn how I've been able to do so. This is my Stripe payment processor right here. You can see one of my businesses yesterday, we did $38,000 in sales. Today at noon, it's actually a little slower and only 4,600 in sales so far. If I go month to day and I go all time on here, Stripe alone has done 16.94, so just under $17 million. PayPal wire transfers, everything else is well north. Honestly, at this point, it's probably $19-20 million in sales, but for the purpose of the video, we'll say 17 million. Over here to my left, you see that's the ClickFunnels award, 8-figure award that you have to literally submit to the company ClickFunnels, which is a software that I use for hosting all my websites. All these little golden ones on the floor, there's 3 of them. Those were given when I first got my million, second million, and third million award. Bottom line, and again, I hate doing this, I just share this with you, not to impress you, just impress upon you that, yeah, Richard is legit. His online education businesses have done stuff. Now, let's bring it back down to ground level. 5 years ago, I was still in college at UCLA, pre-med, dead-ass broke, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I wish I had this video when I was that student. And you'll hear my intentions by the end of this video that you actually realize I just want to give good value information out there because I feel this is my God-called purpose, and just share with you every step and stage of my journey so that you can follow along. I got a Google document here. If you stay to the end, I'll literally give you this document. I'll show you how you can get your hands on this. And I'm pretty much gonna be referencing this as I go down the video. I've gone through my background. Let me tell you my story starting in 2019. Back then, I was just a student at UCLA. I was pre-med studying biology, and I was really just dead set, I'm gonna be a doctor one day. By my first 2 years in university, I realized, like, dude, this is not what I want. I saw how hard doctors were working, standing on their feet, working overnight shifts. I realized I would have to go through university and then another 4 years of medical school and then another 4 years of residency. And by the time I'm 30, finally when I'm 30, I could make 200 grand, 300 grand a year. There's gotta be a better way. I really had no background in entrepreneurship. My parents are both engineers, just no business acumen experience whatsoever. I just realized by my second year that I did not want to work for traditional companies and I didn't want to go the traditional path. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to try this entrepreneurship thing. I have no idea how I'm going to get started. And so I failed all these different businesses. I tried drop shipping. I tried ATMs. My ATM business got robbed. I started a jewelry business where I tried selling to sororities, and that made $3,000 over the course of the 2 years I was running it, my freshman and sophomore year. Bottom line, I had no idea what I was doing, and I basically just didn't make any money. By the end of my second year, I realized, okay, I need to get experience, so let me go intern or work for free at another company. But I decided I'm not going to work for a normal company. Because I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to go work for a small company of someone that is running a business that maybe I could see myself running in the future. And so I found a guy on social media. His name was Vince Delmonte. He was running an online fitness business. Essentially, he was coaching other personal trainers on how to grow their businesses. And I was like, that's cool. I know about people making a lot of money selling courses. It's like, all right, there's something there of people are making a lot of money selling digital products, right? Like courses, information. I was a college student. I had no experience. I had no confidence in my ability to sell anything. I was like, so I can't sell anything, but let me go work for someone who is selling an information product and learn the ropes and see if it's something I like. So that's exactly what I did. And that one job, little did I know, was going to change my life forever by opening my eyes to this whole world of this online education industry. In the intern, I said, Vince, I will work for you for free for 90 days. Now that I think back, I probably could have asked them for like a base salary, $1,000 a month. He probably would have paid it. I just was so eager to work for someone that was making a few $1 million a year. If I can just be mentored by you and just shadow you and learn the ins and outs and just kind of be like a fly in the wall sitting in the corner. And he gave me a job. And that summer, funny enough, because he was in Toronto, Canada, and I was in Los Angeles, California, I moved out to Toronto for that summer. I started off as a setter. So if you don't know what a setter is, it's like a remote salesperson. I was inside of Vince's Instagram account and I was sending DMs to his followers to book sales calls for his business. And I was making making beginner money, right? $3,000 to $4,000, $5,000 a month. And I was learning sales, which is extremely important. After I finished that summer internship and I came back to school for my senior year, I still worked for him part-time, and then I learned closing, which is now there's the setter who is messaging the followers with book calls, but then a closer is someone who actually takes the phone calls to sell the product. So I took those phone calls and then I learned the skill set. My mentor Vince taught me, how do you actually sell? How do you look at someone face to face on a Zoom call and over the course of 45 minutes, 1 hour, be able to sell a package of $4,000, $6,000, $10,000. I was making 10% commission. So if I sold a $10,000 product, 10% commission was $1,000. I remember making my first sale of $10,000. I realized like, oh my gosh, I just made $1,000 in commission from taking a 1 hour phone call. Because this job was going so well, I also asked permission from my boss, hey, while I'm working for you, can I also start my own information product business? At this point, I realized our info product is where it's at. And my mentor said, yeah, that's totally no problem. I had good expectations with him. I wasn't like trying to start anything competitive. This is where I started making YouTube videos documenting my journey, because I realized I'm going through this really cool transformation where I'm like leaving the pre-med path. Everyone's thinking I'm crazy. My parents think I'm crazy. And I'm like doing this weird entrepreneurship thing that I'm just figuring out. I just got a job with a really cool company with a mentor that I really resonate with. And I started making YouTube videos documenting it. Little did I know how much that YouTube channel would change my life in the future. And for me, I got good at one thing in college that my friends, my peers, my classmates would say was, Richard's just really productive. So I was waking up 4 or 5 a.m. I was working out a lot. I was competing on the amateur powerlifting, it's like a weightlifting team for UCLA. And then I was just like pretty productive. And that was when something changed, because that summer, one of my friends saw one of my YouTube videos that was getting like 100 views, like literally no views. And he texted me and said, yo, dude, I'm struggling so hard with waking up on time. Can I just pay you $50 for an hour of your time? And then you can just help me map out my wake up routine, my schedule, maybe help me plan my workouts. And I was like, sure, for an hour of my time, I'll do it. Like, I didn't personally think it was honestly that valuable. I was like, dude, like this is basic. But he told me like, dude, this is so valuable. Like I would have paid you way more than $50 to do this. Can I buy more packages and sessions of this? And I was like, how many do you want? And he was like, dude, can I just get like weekly coaching with you? And so I told him, look, man, if you Venmo me $500, I'll give you 10 sessions. And so he did. And for the next 10 weeks that summer, I just jumped on for about an hour a week. I made money from my internship and I documented on YouTube and I made $500. And that is what broke all my limiting beliefs about the fact that you need to be an expert. It's not about being 100 steps ahead of someone with the certification, with knowledge. It's about being one step ahead of them. And then one thing that was really interesting was he told me, Richard, you know, I didn't want to buy like $1,000 course or $500 like high performance productivity coaching program from like an actual like legitimate guru with like 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I actually resonate way more with you because you're relatable. And that was also another light bulb moment, which is, look, people don't buy the idols, the influencers. They buy into people that are honestly just relatable, that are just 1 or 2 steps ahead of them. That's the kind of people that they're going to buy information from. Basically, that turned into something very, very fascinating, because when I was, again, that summer interning for my mentor said, dude, why are you charging by your time? You should just build a course. And you don't have to make it complicated. You could just put them in a Google Drive, like record a couple of Loom videos, a couple of videos of you screen recording stuff and put in a course, and you could sell that for $1,000, $500. Like, you know what? I'll try it. And it worked. But that's why I created the $500 low ticket product. And it was literally as simple as a YouTube video. People would watch the YouTube video if they like the content. At the end of the video, I would be like, yo, if you're interested in checking this out, there's a link below. They would click on the link. It would take it to a 1-page website. And then people would buy this $500 product. In all of 2020, made me over $500,000 in sales. I moved to Canada because, again, I was still working for my mentor, Vince. And so after I graduated, I went from part-time working for him, and then I became full-time. And when I was full-time for him, I went from closer to actually like a sales manager, and then eventually I became his operations manager. So that was my 9-to-5 job, working for him full-time. And during my off time, which was in the evenings, early mornings, I still wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. So like before work, and the weekend, Saturday I work, Sunday I took off. That business made me over $500,000 in that first year. Now, around this time, I actually learned another really big lesson, which was I got a lot of criticism, and you're gonna get criticized from people that you love. I had like a really, really depressed down period around this time of doubting myself. And it was this time, my boss and mentor, his best friend, a guy named Joel Marion. Joel also kind of took a liking to me because he was really good friends with Vince. And then he also just saw like a really young, hungry version of himself. That was me. And I built a mentor-mentee relationship with him. He pulled me aside and he called me on the phone one day. He said, Richard, you gotta understand, man. Number one, a lot of the people that love you, including friends, family, your old roommates, they will impose their insecurities and their jealousies on you by trying to put you down. They will justify to themselves why you are a bad person in order to make themselves feel better. So Richard, it's not your fault. A lot of these people might just be jealous that you're making a lot of money at a young age, and so they're trying to put you down to make themselves feel better. If you ever make money and start having success and people around you, especially those close to you, start hating you, don't let that put you down. And that was such a big lesson. I was so thankful, Joe, that you gave that to me. And then he also taught me one other thing, which is no matter what you do, you will be criticized. The only guaranteed way that you're not going to get criticized for anything is if you do nothing. If you never post content, if you never try to sell anything, then you're never going to have anyone that complains. You're never going to have anyone that reaches out. And so criticism, I just accept it. People dropping a hate comment, or from time to time, if I have a lot of customers, a customer saying, I didn't have that best experience with the product, or like someone who's just a little crazy buys your product and they start spreading false things about you, like that stuff is going to happen and you just have to expect it. I just had such unrealistic expectations going into it, and criticism became a real thing, and you will be criticized. At the end of that year, I personally started getting kind of burnt out teaching college students how to wake up on time and work out and, have a good diet. Because I made $500,000 in sales, I actually reached out to my mentor and said, hey, Vince, I've been able to build this business with your mentorship, and I helped him find a replacement for me. And he essentially gave me his blessing for me to venture off and begin doing my own things. And at that time, I really started thinking, what is a business I could really be passionate about and build for the next 5 years, 10 years? And it was around this time, a lot of relationships I've built, they all started asking me like, yo, Richard, you've done something really cool with your online business. You're 21 years old. You sold a product that really is a pretty challenging offer to sell. Can you show me how you used organic traffic sources like your YouTube channel or your Instagram account? And so I didn't really think anything of it, but I charged the highest price that my mind could conceive, which was $4,000. And I made a call to action on my Instagram. I said, hey, if you're a business owner or you're thinking about starting a business, I can help you use organic social media without any ads, like a YouTube channel, your Instagram, and I'll show you how to scale a course-based or online education business. And December of 2020, I launched this $4,000 offer, and the demand for it was unbelievable. Over 20 days, hundreds of people booked calls with me, and I literally was booked out from the morning I woke up all the way down to like 6 p.m. I was taking like 8-9 calls every single day. And on my whiteboard, I literally wrote down, I want to do 25 units. I want to get 25 clients into this pilot test group at $4,000, because I did the math, that's $100K. And we ended up signing up 29 people, and it was a total of $118,000 in cash collected. And my mind was blown. Here I am, 21 years old, literally 1 year from just graduating from university. I just graduated the year before, and I made just about $700,000 in sales. That's a really popular video. It's called What I Learned Making $700,000 my first year out of college after I graduated from UCLA. This is a point where I launched the business consulting side, and I called it high performance influencer. And that offer ended up just completely blowing up and doing crazy well. At this point here, I hired mentors. I learned really powerful things like chat setters. I learned how to do a promo cycle, and the results were pretty incredible. We also launched something called the Apex Advisor Group. This is the shirt that I'm wearing right now. And this is really what my business is now, which is our top clients from our business consulting who get really good results. They want to keep working with us closely. And so inside of this mastermind, not only do they get one-on-one support from me, but there's like done for you components. We help them build out their sales team. We help them run their ads. There's like all this really cool stuff we do that just makes it incredibly valuable to help them get results. That program started at $36,000, and then I doubled it to $72,000 a year. And then the highest we're sitting at right now, it's $120,000 a year. And I know you're like, holy crap, these numbers are hard to imagine, but really that's $10,000 a month, right? $10,000 a month. And for a business that's making, let's say, $100,000 a month, if they pay me 10% of the revenue and we can help them double their business, it's worth it. At this point here was where I realized a massive problem. There was a lot of beginners that followed me, a lot of people that wanted to start a coaching business, but they just couldn't because they didn't have anything to teach. And that's where I realized, what would be the best way to help them find good results? I thought about myself. I thought about my own story, which, if you remember, was I worked for Vince as a setter first and then a closer. Well, what if I have all of these business clients now that are all growing their online education business, and they all need salespeople to grow, and I have all of these beginners that unfortunately, I can't help. They want to buy my product, but I can't help them because they have all these mindset beliefs around they can't start their own business. They're not ready yet. Why don't I create an online training program where I can train, teach, and certify these beginners on how they can learn how to sell? Specifically, send messages in the DMs, because some people are so shy they don't even want to show their face, right? And what I did was I first started as a setter. So how can I create a coaching program for that and then help them go find jobs, work for a few months, make money, and like gain the skill set within a company just like I did a couple years ago? And so we launched the setter certification program, which was, it started off 6,000 and then now it's closer to 10,000. But it was a coaching program where we helped complete beginners. Like I'm talking about college students, I'm talking a stay-at-home mom with no business experience, I'm talking about anyone. As long as you have thumbs and type, that was our marketing. As long as you can type, you can make $100 a day. You can make $50 a day doing this. And that company took off on its own. And in 2023, a big focus, taking complete beginners and teaching them how to learn skills on like sales. And that business ended up doing about $5 million in sales in 2023, which basically takes me to right now. I have these two incredible companies. One company where we teach people, complete beginners, how to actually learn sales. And then my main business, which is now really, it's turning into a private equity firm, which is I only want to work with people that want to grow businesses so that eventually I can invest into them and take an equity portion and then put my team resources and my knowledge and know-how and all the skills I've built over the last 5 years and help them grow their business even more. And these are the two companies that have made me, at this point, it's crazy to say, $17-18 million in sales. And all in all, I feel so thankful for all the mentors that I've had, all the relationships I built, for all the clients that have entrusted us, my team, me. The greatest learning lessons that I've had from all this that I want to share with you is, my friend, you gotta invest in your education. Your greatest expense right now, especially if you're a beginner, is you just don't have the knowledge of how to build a business. You don't have the know-how. The best way that you can overcome this is you have to learn the skill. And so for me, and when I say here in this Google Doc, is one industry that is guaranteed to only get bigger. Forbes is saying it's going to be a $300 billion industry in the next 2 years, is the online education space. You're selling how to lose weight, how to build muscle, whether it's a relationship, how to improve your marriage. You know, I've literally shared with you everything step by step. I've held nothing back. If you are interested in mentorship, I have a $37 crash course. And that crash course shows you all the step-by-steps of how you can actually become a setter, a closer, all the things I talked about in this YouTube video, but in much more in depth. I sell that for $37. The only reason is because free information, people for some reason watch a YouTube video, they just don't take action. And then also it's $37 because I also give one-on-one free coaching calls because they buy the $37. So it covers the hourly for the coaches and our staff. I'll leave a link down below to a video that you can watch. That video is where you can actually buy the $37 product. You get a free coaching call with it. And that's where we'll interview and see if you would be a good fit also to be mentored by me, my team on a one-on-one basis, really to help you take your business to the next level. My friend, consider hitting that subscribe button. I know this is a long video. Truly, if you made it to the end, you're a real one. I'll tell you. Whether you're new or you've been in this channel, you've been following me for the last couple of years, I'm so thankful to be able to serve you. I'm so grateful that I have this platform where I can truly just give you everything that God has blessed me with, that my mentors have shared with me. And remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I'll see you in the next video.